Welcome back to Thepreshacooka, where we tenderize tough topics into juicy conversations.
Ooh, child. Somebody better go on over there to Unwind with TashaK and check on their girl, because your girl is unraveling, honey. Now, before we get into this commentary, we're going to break some things down. The first thing that I want to do is to say, please hit the subscribe button. I have relaunched my channel. I wanted to do some rebranding, so there will be more videos coming. Anyway, and also, if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up so that it can spread further. And if you extra like the video, share it as well. So I'm going to be completely honest. I did not watch the Jaguar Wright interview. That is going to be the next thing I'm going to work on. I'm going to watch the whole 2 hours and 22 minutes of it, and I'm going to do some commentary on that. However, I did watch TashaK's recent video where she was backpedaling and you know what popping. And basically, she was discrediting and dragging the mess out of Jaguar Wright. Okay? Now, I found a lot of ridiculous things that happened in this particular video. But before we even break that down, I want to talk about how TashaK presented, okay? Because since TashaK thinks she is a licensed professional counselor, since TashaK thinks she is a clinical social worker, since TashaK thinks she is a licensed psychologist, okay, we are going to get into some of her things because I want her to get a dose of her own medicine. All right. So the first thing I noticed is that TashaK, you working with the fragmented aura, honey. All right. When I looked at you upon clicking on the video, your aura was off. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you just drank too much wine. You definitely look like you were drunk or under the influence of something. And we know that you always sip on and drink your little wine, but today was a bit much. You came on and you were already out, okay? You were already a space cadet, and I don't know what was happening, but it was very clear, okay? So you had that fragmented aura going on, you had that dark energy going on, and you also appeared to be intoxicated, all right? So that's the first thing that we're going to talk about. The next thing I noticed is that you seemed very, very pressed. Your ego is bruised because you seem to be very, very angry and butthurt about something. And I suspect it's because your mentee outdid you and you can't handle it. And instead of taking the high road and keeping it moving, you're out here trying to tear down the interviewee. This makes you look very unprofessional. This makes you look very, very bad. And we're not even at the tip of the iceberg yet, okay? We're just getting started. Okay, so that was what I noticed. Okay, you came on and you had to drag this woman for filth. All right, I can't wait to watch that damn interview, because whatever happened in that interview, she must have really put you in your place, because I've never, other than with the Cardi situation, I've never seen you so pressed. Okay, we're to the point where you're doing a whole video, counting the ways that you believe that Jaguar, right, lied to you. Now, the things that I'm going to focus on is mainly the mental health things that you purported to know in your video, okay? You have done this before and you have pissed me off. There's a lot of things that you've done. You did it with the Bow Wow video when you was coming on here trying to explain what you thought about Bow Wow and what stuff he was dealing with, like you was a counselor. You did the same thing with the R. Kelly situation. Now, this is to show you that I've been watching you for a long, long time. And, what really pissed me off, Tasha, is that you kept spinning throughout there. You kept inserting the fact that you are a sexual assault survivor, that you struggle with anxiety and depression. And, I just want to say to you, Tasha, that no two people who have been through the same trauma act or behave or is affected in the same way. And that's coming from somebody who actually has degrees in this topic, okay? So get it together, all right? This is coming from somebody who's actually certified in this topic. So I need you to sit down, because you are spreading misinformation. And with a platform your size, you have people, I saw people in your live, in your chat, co-signing you, okay? As though they knew, as though some of them also was aware of some of these things. So you started saying that this lady lied about how many times she was raped. Before we even break this down, I want you to look at what you're doing. You are a whole black woman with a huge platform. You decided to put on your white outfit, okay, and get on camera with your glass of wine, already intoxicated, and proceed to belittle and degrade another black woman who has, reportedly stated that she struggles from mental health stuff as well. I want you to really think about that. I want you to really think about what you decided to do when you hit record, okay? Now, who sits there and argues about how many times somebody was raped? Who does that? The woman, according to you, you said at times she said 7 times and at times she said 10 times. Well, let me tell you something. Trauma literally rewires your brain, okay? And the more multiple incidents of trauma that you go through, okay, the more it affects you. Duh. And it affects your memory. It doesn't just affect your mood and your emotions. It actually affects the way you think. It affects the way you behave. It affects your relationships, okay? It affects a whole bunch of areas of your life. So for you to get on here and say that, you know what you remind me of? I know a lot of y'all has seen Law and Order, or maybe you even had your own personal court experiences. You're like one of those defense lawyers who's defending the rapist, okay? So because they know the rapist is trash and they know the rapist done did a whole bunch of mess, child, and what they did was they decided that they were going to try to find inconsistencies on the victim, okay? So they tried to say, well, the victim, has been known to go to parties and stay out late. The victim has been known to wear tight body contrasts. That's what you're doing, okay? You are the horrible defense lawyer who is depraved and who has to find something. And I don't know. I didn't even know if you realized that's what you were doing. Okay. Yet you're claiming to be a sexual assault survivor. Make it make sense. All right. So that's one thing. You are sitting up there picking this lady's story apart as though people can't forget or people can't get, things mixed up. The next thing you did was you tried to question her diagnosis. Okay. You sat up there and you said that she admitted that she struggles with dissociation. TashaK, you don't know what dissociation is. The example you gave of dissociation is a single event when somebody's going through something traumatic and they decide to leave their body or their mind for a moment. That is what you describe. But honey, there are whole disorders full of dissociation, but you wouldn't know that. Okay, because you need to stick to vlogging. You need to stick to what you're doing. But over here, once again, you're trying to pretend to be a licensed professional counselor and you need to cut the crap. Okay, so you heard this lady say that she woke up in one country and got up in another country. And then you sat there and tried to spin it and make it seem like she was lying. And then you even said, well, I think she might have paranoid schizophrenia because she admitted that there are people in her family, da-da-da-da-da. Child, first of all, let's break down the dissociative thing, okay? There are so many things that it could be. She could have dissociative identity disorder. She could be in a dissociative fugue. When you're in a dissociative fugue, you actually could literally check out and wake up somewhere else. That's actually in the diagnostic and statistical manual, TashaK. Okay, but you wouldn't know that. This is one of those times you should have deferred to your mentee, Storm, because it is my understanding that Storm is actually a trained social worker. Okay, you don't hear about that a lot because he's gotten his success in entertainment news. I think Storm might have even gotten his master's. So what you should have did was dial his 7 digits and ask him, yo, can you help me out with this? What do you think about this? And even then, it is not sufficient for you to get on here and to drag this woman and to completely discredit the story of somebody you interviewed. Okay? How come you didn't do that with the Star Marie interview? Oh, I know, because you hate Cardi B. People got on you about questioning her about when her hymen broke. Are you a forensic interviewer? Are you a forensic interviewer? TashaK, what y'all worry about the lady hymen for? I couldn't believe that you even repeated that. When you should listen. That's something you should either A, edited out in the first video if you said it. And B, should nobody have ever known? Nobody should ever have known that you asked that woman that. That is totally disrespectful, unprofessional. You're not a forensic interviewer, okay? I'm pretty sure this lady had to do these type of questioning already. And you're so intrusive. What would you have gotten out of when your hymen broke? Do you know how traumatic that must have been for that woman? Also, because the description you gave about why you asked that is because she's a sexual assault survivor. So you don't ask somebody when they lost their virginity because of consent. That is correct, but you also don't ask somebody when their hymen broke. And do you know that there's actually a number of women whose hymen don't break? But probably wouldn't know that either, because you're over here like, this is just so crazy. I couldn't believe that you said that and repeated that. And I was even reading the comment section, and somebody even said, look, this is one of the reasons why people were disgusted with you in the interview. If you said, like, I'm like, clearly you said that because you admitted that you said it. That is so terrible and low and ridiculous. And you can't even see yourself. Okay? You can't even see yourself. Now, I'd be dead wrong, right? If I go through the DSM and tell you what I think suspect is going on with you. But I'm not going to do that. That's what you did. You came on here with your misinformation and attacked this woman because your ego was bruised. Okay? Even Teddy was falling out the chair. Somebody in the comment section said Teddy trying to unsubscribe. I was laughing so hard when I read that. But like, are you serious, Tasha? Are you serious? If I were you, I would remove that video. Okay? Because it's actually making you look worse. I don't know if somebody put you up to this. People in the comments are thinking that. I really don't think anybody put you up to this. I think it's good old XYZ personality disorder that's dealing with you, and that's the reason why you're doing some of these things. The fact that you lack empathy and you lack remorse for somebody else who has experienced sexual assault, the fact that the minute somebody challenged you, okay, the raging bull came out, that's what's going on with you. I don't think anybody paid you off. I don't think you sold your soul. I think you're just butthurt and your ego is bruised. That's what I think is going on. Okay? Now, shout out to the people that were in your chat who were actually saying to you, you know, that you're wrong and you should stop this and that you should abort mission. But you didn't listen. Okay? In true XYZ personality disorder form, you didn't listen. Okay? So that's all I have to say about the situation. It really, really made me so upset.